Hi, Jimmy Johnson here in the Patriot League studio, and welcome in for another edition of Behind the Mic. Today we have Jamie Watson, who, if you've watched Loyola broadcasts, you've certainly heard. She's been on women's soccer, women's basketball, play-by-play, color, you name it, she's done it, and had a great career so far, calling all sorts of sports, but we're going to focus in on Loyola. Jamie, first, thank you for joining us, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Jimmy.
For you, what have you enjoyed most with working at Loyola and working with these Patriot League student athletes we have here?
Uh, I'm not sure where to begin, but I'm so impressed with all of them. Just finished calling the Naval Academy. Always one of my favorites. What they sacrifice to bring to the table sort of always puts things in perspective for me. But Loyola has been also a tremendous gem, a Jesuit university, strong truths, well lived. Just sort of believe in everything I do.
This year's been a little different for many people. What has it been like behind the mic this year, just working games?
Wow, good question. You know, you think about what the student athletes go through, but when you think about, for example, what you do, what the production team does, the SIDs, the athletic director, it really has been unique in that everything has changed, Jimmy, everything. But, survive and adapt. Been a lot of that going on. We just got the Navy game in after 3 cancellations, but you talk to the athletes, they're just happy to get on the court. And I'm happy for them to see it. And of course, I'm happy to be there. I've been watching Ted Lasso. Football is life, and I love being behind the mic and watching everybody have a great time.
You've seen some great times at Loyola. I can think of Colleen Marshall and those buzzer beaters that you were on the mic for. Do you have a specific moment? Maybe it was that one that just kind of stands out, that was the best point for you to call a game at Loyola?
Uh, I've been waiting for that question my whole life, Jimmy. Thank you. Probably Colleen Marshall, 7 seconds to go, end line to end line, buzzer beater being defended by the Defensive Player of the Year from Navy. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. And I completely failed on the call, Jim. I was such a fan. I really, and thank God shout out to my broadcast partner, Brady Seabold, who is a total pro. I just yelled like you would at home off your sofa.
The excitement was there. I know for the play, when we did plays of the week, I did have to turn you down just a little bit on that. But those plays, that was the second buzzer beater for Colleen that year, and it's completely understandable for sure. For you, just in your career, how did you get started? How did you go from playing sports to getting behind the mic? What drew you there?
Wow. I mean, I got a very late start in life. It's never too late, as one of my good friends just wrote a book about, and it's so true. I hope other women, especially, come to the microphone if they feel led, whenever, right? So I was a golf pro for like 20 years. Sort of was like got a little tired of that, I guess is the best way to say it. And I was like, what do you really want to do? And I thought, I want to do sports broadcasting. A gentleman I knew sent me a link to Laura Oakman, who most people know. She just started these sports broadcasting boot camps. Well, I went out to LA and I did 2 of them and I fell in love. And one email to Ryan Eigenbrod, shout out to Ryan, sat down with me and we had a little chat and he was like, okay, let's do it. And to his credit, he allowed me to do women's basketball. They didn't have a women's basketball color analyst when I got to Loyola. I started with soccer, which is my passion. So everything is just all falling into place. You just got to follow the lead.
You mentioned women in sports at the beginning of that. I've had the pleasure of working with some great women in sports here. Melanie Pulaski, our first correspondent, Morgan Uber, our second, and I've learned so much from them. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for them teaching me a lot of things. For you, what advice do you have for young women in the industry who just want to get behind the mic and do what you're doing?
Gosh, Jim, that's a great question. And there are so many. First off, I was lucky enough to have influences like this is you probably weren't even born yet, but some people watching this will know Gail Gardner, one of the first to ever do it. Pam Ward, who's calling games for ESPN now. Lisa Salters on the sidelines for Monday Night Football for years. Oddly, all came through Baltimore. So I got to hear them. So my advice is see it to be it, as Billie Jean King is famous for saying, and learn from them. Call me. I just had a young woman call me, and Galvanize, which is Laura Oakman's group, be a mentor to somebody. So I sort of have a mentee, and I gave her an email. Call. What do she was like, what do I have to do? I'm like, get in the game. You have to email people. And that's what I did with Ryan. And then you got to get reps, Jimmy, as you well know. By the way, you're doing a terrific job. And let's not forget our Morgan Uber in the Patriot League, who was awesome.
She was great. We had a lot of fun with her working behind the mic here and putting together some great features and sharing some of the stories we have here in the league. And you're doing that now. You're sharing the great stories at Loyola, using the microphone to share those stories. So thank you so much for doing that, and thank you for taking the time out here to talk with us and share your story.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for your time.